Good evening, everyone. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Aritra Roshak and I am from Bangladesh. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In last years, we already served 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professionals and 4,500 plus organizations. IGP Institute of Global Professionals (IGP) is the training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and Institute of Global Professionals (IGP) is the training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professionals qualifications. The Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve students and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consulting to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our service locally, nationally, and internationally to students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners through respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable student institution. IGP is one of the most famous institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, award quiz competition, and mentoring and consulting, etc. On the other side, we also trying to serve more than 100 plus premium service for free likes, create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can upgrade all day. Kids learning games, website, free courses, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower youth to learn to meet their expectation and learns and becomes highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and online offline courses for youth and learners by professionals, trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arranged with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extended free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in the last 3 years. We have affiliations with universities and organizations in 70 different countries. Virtual mouse signing with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create two legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love, light, and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generating generation and will serve them with good research and practiced method. We have a genuine concern for the learners and practice method. We have master genuine concern corner for the learners. We respected more diversity, growth, and innovation and required to lead a session with personalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continual improvement so that individual who seeks information can improve their skill level values. Before we move to the next, let me remind you, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind you, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,274 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,274 webinars successfully. Wow. At present, we are going to start our 1,275 programs. Name is Illusion and Might. And our today's speaker name is Sir Ravinder Singh India from India. Before I hand over the stage to Sir, want to share a very little bit about our speaker. He is a strategic advisor and motivational speaker. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine. What about you, sir?
I'm good, my dear. Thank you so much, and welcome to all.
Sir, on behalf of IGP Knowledge Seekers, want to hear from you about you, sir.
Actually, I'm into the strategic advisory and other services from last more than 15, 20 years, and different part of the countries and across the world. And it was something beautiful journey I had. And in the serving capacity of decision making, in the serving capacity of human being and people around the globe, it is something that I been into the process and I'm been into that particular journey for the sake of well-being, for the sake of humanitarian purpose, for sake of business development, in entrepreneurships and everything. But on the cost of something, I felt that there are some illusions and there are some different sort of ideas in people's mind, and for that I'm taking this session forward. And for that reason, that we are this with a specific sort of idea, illusion and myth, which is I think never been addressed in different kind of platforms. It's never been addressed in different kind of live webinar or programs. So this is something for me, something some sort of extraordinary sort of working that I am putting my words for this particular topic prior to International Women's Day, which is 8th of March and precisely by tomorrow. And on that ground, this is something which I'm going to pitch by today, because I'm going to break some myth about the women's and like what some of the illusions and myth about the people who think about the like violence against the women's, some other methodological beliefs and ideas about the process and life. So this is all about that we're gonna do. So it's almost a good journey that I'm being with different associations with different kind of colleges, universities, and academic institutes and universities, and moreover the people across the globe. It is something with love and emotions, which I shared the emotions of the way, and that is something incredible journey I had, and that's today I'm going to share with you all in sense of one of the topic you can say illusion and myth. Yeah.
Now the stage is yours, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir,
Thank you.
please
Thank you
start
so
your
much.
presentation, sir.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
sir.
Correct. Okay.
You
Okay.
can, sir.
So, guys, welcome everyone, and it is Ravinder Singh from India, and I welcome you all people on the podcast. And I hope this sort of conversation that whatever I'm going to do, whatever we're going to do in next 1.5 hours or 2 hours, it precisely for the sake of understanding, it's precisely for the sake of well-being of your thought and mind, and something which is in your mind which is not exactly true, but you are taking that idea because some people are saying, so-called people are saying, and you people find that this is something belongs to you, which actually not. So we are going to break that illusion. We are going to break that myth, and then we'll understand more on that with your sense, your idea, your sense of journey, and that will certainly help us to understand more in details and be logical with the senses. So I share my presentation with you all, and I welcome you all with the blessings of affections and Almighty. And we're going to, I'm going to start with the share some more ideas. I think some internet connectivity issues were there. So what I was saying that
Sir, sir, please
yeah,
present your presentation. Then you explain this. There
okay,
is no
guys, because
presentation, sir.
actually I don't know what happened suddenly. Uh, just
Sir,
give me a minute. I already can I mail you the presentation? Can you upload that?
sir, it's wait, sir.
Okay, wait. I'm uploading it. Allow me a moment, please. I think some connectivity issues were there. I think so.
I hope sir
It's
network
uploading.
problem.
Just allow me a moment. Yeah. Sometimes it happens here. It's uploading. Just allow me a moment. It's showing us processing actually.
Sir, is it processing? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I think yes. I think some internet connectivity issues, guys, with there. So sorry for that. But I was discussing something like some kind of illusion and myth in our mind, and we're going to break that. So let's understand first of all, what is an illusion? What is illusion? Illusion is a false or wrong belief or idea, or you can say an appearance or effect that is differently from the way that things really are. Sometimes, what happens in our life, we are noticing something which is exactly not truth. Okay, sometimes we take some time to analyze the things, or sometimes we take some time to accept the things. There's a difference. Okay, so when it is a deep down story of the decision making. Okay, it is a deep down story of decision making, which I did in last year. So I advanced that study in the psychological domains, and it is called illusion and myth. What are the illusions and what are the myths that we are going to discuss about the same, right? So if I'll say something like illusion, if I'm saying it, so it means that something which is false or wrong belief or idea. Belief on basis of what? Let's understand this first. A wrong belief. What do you mean by wrong belief? Wrong belief is something which is not associated with us, but we are believing because many people are saying it. This, and it's several times repeated in the sentence that you people are going to believe that. So that is called wrong belief. So if I talk about any false or wrong belief or idea which is not on the analytical side, just on the emotional ground or side which you people are feeling or you people are finding, that is called illusion. Like for example, in a relationship, we'll talk about, for example, like when you're in a relationship and your spouse or partner is moving away from, get rid from that relationship. He or she wants to away from the relationship, but at some moment of time you believe that he or she is still there. On the moment when you realize that he or she is left from that particular positions or particular situations, that is the time when you realize that. But in actual practice, he or she is already left a long time ago. But the realization, the illusion between the space and mind, it was something which which pushed you in that a way that you were not able to accept that reality. So an appearance or fact that different from the ways other really are. So there are some pictures. You can say these three pictures are showing some illusionary space. What you are seeing, what you are watching, and exactly how it is coming out of the way. What you are seeing, what you are watching, and how it's coming out of the way and out of the as an outcome, you can say. So that is something different. It's all together because in this life, everything is not that simple. But if you say that something is very simple, okay, like make it life simple. But sometimes the life is not that simple. It seems something different. It seems something different on the idea. It seems something different on the class. So I would say, like, when we talk about the illusion, in Hindi, there's a word called Brahm or Maya. Something, this is very different sort of word in Hindi. So when you are in that particular phase where you are not accepting the reality and you are into that under say a sense of understanding that nothing as per my own understanding the things are going, but actually it's not, you're not accepting. As I said, there's a deep down process of decision making, that illusion is I'm talking about. So when we're talking about the illusion or process, it's our responsibility that we must prepare our mindset, must prepare our mindset in such a way that we can accept the reality. Some business, you can say, I can connect this to business also. Like some of the businessmen not able to realize their losses, their mistakes, as well as they are into illusions for what? No, it's not my mistake, it will be sadly sorted out. It's positivity is something different. Okay, and illusion is something different. Don't confuse yourself between positivity, be positive, and illusion. Some people, oh, it will definitely sort it out soon. But how? If you're not clear with the idea, you are being in a false perception, you are the wrong belief, and in that practice you are saying that something you believe into, which is exactly not truth on the basis of analytics and data. So I would say, if I'm saying it, I mean it. It means something belongs to you, which exactly on the basis of analytical approach and idea, they give you the real result. Otherwise, it's illusion. Now, what is a myth? I'm giving the definition. What is illusion and myth? Myth is a story that may or may not be true. May or may not be true. Myth is expressive of the total vision of the human situations, human destiny, human inspiration, and apprehensions. So, if I'll say that myth is directly connected with your situational reference process that happened to you, and on the basis of something, on experience or something, you made something, some of the assumptions, some of the ideas, which exactly may be true or may not be. That is a myth. And when it's a methodology, what is a methodology? That is something different idea. So what is illusion? Illusion is something which is a false conception, right? False belief and idea. And myth is something which may or may not be true. Okay. Now, this is something that I'm going to share with you people all. So, guys, let's understand this with each and every person. Okay, what is a myth? May be true or may not be. So, prior to International Women's Day, I thought this is something which I can put you to people, and for the women across the nation, this is something that we really bow our heads to the ladies who really give life to the people, who really bow children in the womb for 9 months, and after that, with so much pain, a person can exist. So we really be thankful to them, and they are very part of our. They're not just part; they are an integral part of our progressive society. So, number one myth: violence against the women is an issue that only concerns women. Okay, and what's reality? Reality is violence affects the physical and mental health of women and children in the long run, and leads to the poverty and marginalizations. It is an issue that concerns both women and men. We can all prompt a culture of respect and non-violence. Understand it very deep intense. Why I opt this topic today, I'll tell you reason behind it. I am working on the women educations, or you can say what you call so women empowerment. I don't believe in that word precisely, but in my own practice, I generally believe that if I say that women empowerment, who I am to empower someone? No, I am the person who will accept their situations, positions, will not be any kind of illusion by understanding the logical sense and give idea away from myth for the sense of understanding in the shape of reality. This is my duty. I'm not doing any favor to anyone in that class. I'm not doing any kind of advantageous steps to the people in that class or respect to someone. It is my duty. Okay. Duty is bigger than anything, whether respect, whether it's anything. It's accountable approach that you are choosing yourself, and that belongs to you. And that is something you can say amazing, something beautiful, or if you can really perform that, you will be, I must call, you will be an extraordinary person in that class. So when people says myth, what is a myth? Violence against the women an issue that only concerns women. We say that if some violence is happening to women, right? This is myth number one. It will only cause problem to the women's. No, not at all. What is the reality? Violence affects the physical and mental health of a women, physical and mental health, physical and morphological, as well as psychological, mental health of the women and children in the long run. Because children generally, mother is nurturing their children from since the childhood, and most of the society, even if you're a husband, still your wife is nurturing you in some of the different respects as a mother, your mother is nurturing you, your sister is nurturing you, your wife is nurturing you. That is something belongs, and all the females. So if it's a children or any adult also, leads to poverty and marginalization. It is an issue that concerns both women and men in the long run. We can all prompt, so it's our responsibility. So, rule number one, myth number one, and put the reality on the class. So, it's our responsibility that we should break that myth. We must come forward and break that myth that if you're causing violence with the women, it's only affecting that particular person. No, not at all. It's not true. It's not affecting that particular lady only. It's affecting you also. It's affecting the society also. It's affecting people around the table. So that is the idea of saying. Number two, there's nothing we can do stop violence against the women. Can we do something? You can put your suggestion in the chat box. Maybe you are right. Like the assumptions you can make, right? But still, there is nothing we can do. initial ideas or put your ideas in that particular class or particular easy sort of topic. It's some sort of topic. It is something difficult to understand. Because if I say that I am working for the humanity, it's my responsibility to deliver those ideas which exactly deep down level. So, so I was saying there's some, I think, network concerns are there. My apologies for the same. And I was saying something like when we are,
Sir, can you hear me?
I'm getting you, sir. Actually, I think some network problem is there. And
Yes, sir. Sir, but present your first of all, sir. Present your presentation, then you say it.
okay, give me a minute, sir, please.
I have some technical
Give me a minute.
issues,
Give
sir.
me a minute, sir. Yes, I think some network issues is there. I'm the
Yes, sir.
immediate part, so I'm just trying to. It's uploading. Now I connect to Wi-Fi also, disconnecting between.
Yes, sir. Low network connection, sir.
No worries, no worries, no worries. Wait, it's saying processing. Hello. Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
think you can see the slide.
Yes, sir. Sir, that this slide. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm audible.
Yes, are you audible, sir? Sir, please, you can, sir. Present your presentation.
Yeah, guys, apologies again because some network concerns is the 3 days. Okay, and kindly be something interesting topic that we are discussing today. So, so let's understand. I was discussing about myth number two, that there's nothing we can do to stop violence. It's not correct actually. Violence against the women, the product of learned attitude and norms. Domestic violence can be ended by eliminating gender stereotypes and promoting a culture of respect and equality in the family and society. It's not about the female only, it's about the family and society we are talking about, which is very important, guys. So whenever we say something like in the sense of understanding, whether it's family, whether it's you, whether it's me, that's not, there's nothing we can do. When people say we can't do anything, your sister, your daughter, your mother, your wife, if you can in the family itself, you can understand away from any stereotype thinking of something to acquire the people, require the things, you can create that reality, you can generate that reality in which you can seriously create a values to the system. So myth number 3, men cannot control their anger. Not at all. It's not. Emotional balance and emotional intelligence question is all about. Some people says the men cannot control their anger. It's absolutely false. When you met a policeman in on the road, or any senior officer, or you can say a senior uh, officer as in the organization, you always prefer that you people are coming forward and you are controlling your anger. For means feeling angry doesn't automatically lead to the being violent. Men who are violent towards women choose violence as a way of exerting power and control over their partner. So, guys, if you really want to show your power, show with the sense of character, show with the sense of values. Tomorrow's International Women's Day. We in the advance itself, I noticed this thing in advance. I prepared this topic because if it's an International Women's Day, what do you mean by International Women's Day? You are respecting women because they are women? No, it's not correct. You must respect the women because they are the integral part of this progressive society. We must respect each other, right? It doesn't mean that we can express our anger on any women, we can express our hatred feeling on them, and slowly and gradually with humble words, if we give such kind of anger to our women's or daughters, automatically it will come back to us. Lady always replicate, multiply the things and give back to the society. If you give that love, it's 1%, it will make to 4%, 40%, and 100% to the people. If you give the anger, that definitely try to come, definitely outcome in a multiple ways. So it's our duty that we as a male, we as a person, as a man, we must give our love, affection, respect in the sense of genuinity to them, so that we can create a beautiful world. Okay. So myth number 4 is moving forward. So myth number 4 is violence only affects certain group of women. Okay, which is not exactly not true. Research has repeatedly shown that violence across the boundaries and can affect women from the social, economic, culture, and family background. So it is not about that only the women are affecting with that violence, guys. So if you are thinking that only the women's are going to affect that, but with the particular word that you can say like with the violence, it's absolutely not true. It's not correct. You people are certainly going to I would say that definitely going to feel that pain directly or indirectly, because in that particular sort of practice, if it come across to you, then you will realize that this is something which is you people are doing and that coming back to you. So research has repeatedly shown, that is based on the research on the studies in one of the university in Japan, that when the people are saying the violence is only affecting a certain group of whom, which is not correct, sir. It is again myth. And what is the reality? Research has shown that violence across the boundary can affect women from all social, economical, cultural, and family backgrounds. So that we all need to understand. Okay, so let's move to next slide. Myth number 5: domestic sexual violence are the only types of violence affecting women. Let's understand into the deep down theory or practical behavior, or you can say practical idea. If I talk about domestic sexual violence, what is domestic sexual violence? Within the people itself, within the home, or you can say within the your own people, and within the family, you can say physical abuse is just not a many form of violence. International law defines violence against women as an act of gender-based violence that result in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, or mental harm or suffering to women. It's not only domestic sexual violence is not only violence. mentally you are torturing someone, and that is a myth. That is a domestic. If you like, there's a girl, if you say we are sexually some molestation to her, it is called violence. No, no, no. If you mentally molest her, it is also called a violence as per the international law. Because in like section 498 in Indian Penal Code also, so we can see that different kind of section has been framed in the society. But on a very, you can say, precise side, I would like to tell that that everyone, it's a responsibility, that if we're saying that it is something like you people are putting the words for the women, no, no, it's not correct. It's for every human being. We as a human being is our responsibility, that we must come forward and stand for such a process which is genuine in nature, which is prominent and valuable in nature. So in my way, domestic sexual violence is not the violence. It is again a myth that people says that if something happening to a woman or girl in a home, and that is she's being sexually molested, then it is like you are molesting that lady. No, which is not correct. It is something beyond that. Because if you mentally torture, how you tortured a lady mentally, by putting some marriage pressure on her, by putting some choice based mechanism as per your choice for the study. Beside this, you are putting some restrictions which is non logical at all, and you just want to show your own prominent or own stereotype nature to her. So I think these are the some of the factors which are affecting women's, and definitely their growth, and ultimately uh, it will impact the society. So that is the idea. Okay. So let's move the myth number 6. Men have no role in ending violence against women. Men have no role. Why? That is a myth in the society. Men have no role ending violence against women. Men from around the world step up and demand ending violence against women. They participate in public event, look out for their friends, and raise their sons to treat the women as equal. Men have a crucial role in ending the violence against women. Obviously, if I can teach my son, if I can teach my people, if I can teach my students, don't do that. Because it's not about their women. As a human being, we can think about it, right? Just understand, one understand idea of working into like classes, that as a human being we should come forward and think that we as a human being must respect. Don't be into that myth or something that you people can respect someone if they deserve. It's not about that. But you can give respect to someone as a human, right? If they do something wrong, the law will punish them, the society will disrespect them, and automatically things on the other side. But as a human being, we must come forward and respect others and stand for the justice and values, for the understanding, with the wisdom, thought process and idea. Everything is a basis of decision making, guys. Last year I did the same session on the decision making. It's very important. Like, what is a myth? Which is without logic. Sometimes not able to understand the logic, the people will just follow it. That's absolutely fine. Like in the religious practice, ficus religiosa as a tree, where the people asked to worship that tree. Some people said that that tree belongs to the Sanatan mythology. That's absolutely correct. That's not a problem. But what was the reason? Because that ficus tree was giving the oxygen in the night even, and that is the reason our ancestor asked to worship, so that the people must protect that tree and do not cut them. There was a logic. Sometimes some of our ancestors not able to explain the logic, but the things must be behind the logic. There must be good reasons behind something. If you're saying something to you, there must be logic behind that, logically. So myth is something which is without logic. Reality is something with a sense of wisdom and idea and with logic. Okay. Myth number 7. Domestic violence is a private family matter. Is it? Guys, you can share your emotions and you can share your chat also, or you can put the message in the chat. And this is something, again, I will say this is very deep down and intense topic to understand. So, domestic violence is a private family matter. How? If someone says that this is my wife, she's not behaving well to me, I will molest her, which is not correct at all. Guys, it's absolutely not correct. What's the reality? Violence against women is a human rights violation and a serious widespread crime. It is joint responsibility to end gender-based violence. Now, understand another terminology in that. Why we people do gender-based violence? Think about it. Ask a question yourself. It is basically from your mindset. From means society, male or female, whatever the mindset. Why we do gender-based violence? Because when we are not able to manage our emotions, manage our frustrations, not good in decision making, with the sense of failure, we try to put out that frustration in the base of violence to the weaker section of the body. And we believe that women is a weaker section of the body because they respect us, they understand us, and put our emotion in such a way which is not correct at all. Women proves themselves they're strong enough. They are into the army, they are into the defense system, they are into the education system, and moreover they are into different domain of the public life and different social structures. They are not weak, they are strong. That's why they can give a birth to a child also. They bear pain every month for 4 to 5 days in the menstrual cycle. If a male, we can even I can't think about it. They are much stronger than us, but they respect us. They treat us for the sense of serving capacity. And if something myth is created, domestic violence is private or family matter. No, it's not private or family matter. It's something belongs to the people actually. It's something belongs to the society actually. We must be conscious and we must be very much, you can say, good at our thought for that particular process. Your daughter could be daughter-in-law to someone, wife to someone, mother to someone. Why can't we think about it? Just think, guys, please. So on tomorrow in International Women Day, it's not about to go and show on a poster and slogan to the people. Oh my God, happy women and happy International Women's Day, guy, to the women's. And it's not about that. In India, the country which I belongs to, we worship the ladies, we worship the Nau Durgas, but we also have some kind of concerns and problems also. We are working on that. We are trying to fix that, and our ancestor worships the ladies, but that is harsh reality also, that some of the situational reference after the Mughal invasion and other ideas and Britisher rules also. And then the constitution by Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar, equality sense and education for the women. There's some practice, there are some things that what we are planning and we are doing for the sake of improvement, but we need many more things as a world largest democracy, and that can be done with the law, justice process, law process, and rights and responsibility understanding. Okay, so let's move further. Myth number 8: there's nothing wrong with the sexiest joke. This is something I don't really want to break that myth. Why? Because if we are cracking a sexist joke to someone, sexist attitude and sexist jokes promote a gender stereotype and discrimination against the women. We should not tolerate a sexist joke, or you can say, in other words, sexist abuse. Because if you are abusing that name of women, you are showing your weaker side of your own culture, your own values, which is not correct. But why it's happening? Because we feel that women's are yeah, like assets, and when someone abuse their assets, it will hurt. If you are abusing someone assets, they will abuse and come to your assets. It's not correct. Ultimately, you are doing mental torture to the women's, and that is there's nothing wrong. Why it's no nothing wrong in sexist joke or sexual abuse? It's absolutely wrong. You don't have any rights to put a joke on anyone in any community, also in any person, also, or any sort of idea. You can't give a mental torture to someone with a sense of abuse or something. If you're a human being, please don't do that. Again, I'll say, third time I'm putting this is very deep down topic actually. When we understand this is thing that we can make our life happy. If you're not understanding your myth and illusion, how you'll make your life happy? You're understanding decision, okay? You're doing decision, but you're not understanding myth and reality. How you make your good decision, guys? Please understand the logic behind it. Someone saying men have no role ending violence against. Why not? I use the logic. How they can end that violence criteria and values and all. So reality is sexist attitude and sexist jokes promote the gender stereotype and discrimination against the women. We should not tolerate sexist joke. So let's move to the next slide. Myth number 9. Survivors are unable to break the vicious cycle of violence. And what's the reality? While violence brings serious consequences, many survivors are able to recover and take stands to help other women. Like in the acid attacks in India and the rape victims, they some people came forward and stand and help others. So something wrong happened to somebody. Oh my God, its life is finished, etc., etc. It's not true. It's not correct. With humble words, I would say that if any lady is being raped, how you said how could you say that her life is finished? Is just life is finished that one person came and molested her? Why? You need to think why there's a myth in the society. If any ladies like molested by someone, her life is finished. No, not at all. She have a life. She can live. But when I'm putting all these things, it's not saying that it's only responsible the responsibility of males. No, it's a common responsibility. But as a male, we must come forward and break these myths and give reality and real picture to the people so that they must be away from illusion and put on the right decision. It is a male or female, female to male, male to female, and female, male to male, everyone. Some of the male also being mentally tortured. That is also, you can say, violence. Some of the ladies are mentally giving mental torture to the women, and that everyone know that more heart attack cases more as compared to female. The males are more into that process, into that disease, or you can say death cause reasons. Why? Because there are lots of mental torture. But why it's happening? Because if you are not nurturing the women's in that way, they are not creating that environment in which that definitely come back to you. Whatever you whatever you're putting in the seed, you are cutting that plant or tree, you can say, or fruit, you can say. You're getting that tree, you're getting that plant, you're getting that tree, because the things you are putting into drop in the seed. So that is the reason. Because whatever the women facing, they will definitely give back to the society. Please remember this. When I put the education to the girls and women, I always endorse them, beta, that you people have to do. They you some of the girls come forward to me said why we have to do, why the men can't do. Today I'm addressing the men also. I'm saying to them, please do that. Stand with them, not for them, with them. I treat them as my daughter and saying that please do that, dear ladies. Please understand, you are giving to a to a child. It is your duty that you are giving a values to that child. It is your duty that giving your cultural and other reference to the child. If you are not educated enough, you are not capable enough for that particular instance, how you'll give that education to that child? Being a mother, being a daughter, being a daughter-in-law, being a wife, how you be a good person, a good female as respect of in that particular context and that. So it's a responsibility and accountability too. So myth number 10, sexual violence is more likely to be committed by stranger. Not at all, guys. This is something which I studied in the different part of the countries also. Just the opposite. In fact, two-thirds of sexual assault are committed by someone who knows to the survivor. According to some study, only 2% of abusers are completely stranger. Think about it. 98% 8% sexual violence is being initiated by within the circle people, the person who knows them, not by the strangers. Think about it. Just think 98%. Let's make the data to 90% at least. Make the data to 80%. Think about 80% people are sexually assaulting the ladies who know them very well. Which kind of mindset you are having? Why? But if your mother is giving you some kind of values to you, can't do that. Again, the lady is connected in that reference, because if the education in that particular instance into that, you will break that myth, touch down the reality in such a way that you are giving values to the system and people. So it's your duty again, accountability again. So there is a myth prior to International Women's Day. I prepared all these things, and this is something beautiful, I would say. Not just in the sense of beautiful, beautiful in the sense of that I'm addressing to the people. Myth number one: violence against women is an issue that only concerns women. No, not at all. It concerns the whole society. There's nothing we can stop. No, we can stop that. Men can control anger. Definitely, men can control anger, and there's several examples to that. Violence only affects certain group of women. No, not at all. It affects every group of women's. Okay. Then domestic and sexual violence are only type of violence affecting women. No, the mental and suffering is also a violence kind of as per the international law. Men have no role in ending violence. No, they have role. They have to stand with our daughter, ladies, and people. If there is something wrong happening, you should come forward and say this is something wrong, and we have fight against that injustice and put justice clause in the society. Okay, domestic violence is a private matter, family matter. No, it is a society-based, gender-based matter, because it's not private matter. There's nothing wrong in a sexist joke. Definitely, I'm saying this very wrong on that. Even when you have some sort of conversation with someone, with your friends, also don't crack any kind of sexist jokes to male to female, female to male, or whatever it is. Myth number nine: survivors are unable to break the vicious cycle of violence. Definitely, it's not true, because while violence brings serious consequences, many survivors are able to recover the take and stand to help other women's. There are many stories into that in India and abroad across the globe. There are many stories where Malala Yousafzai, she was mentally tortured, and after that you can see the different stories. In India, there's a acid attack women's Lakshmi Kaur. There are many stories in the across the globe, across the world. I'm just putting one or two names out of that, but there are many people on the across the table. Okay. Myth number 10: sexual violence is more likely to be committed by strangers. No, this is something which I really felt bad. You know, our own people are doing that, assaulting the people, and that is what we myth we are creating. Some kind of illusion in the relationship also. Okay, some kind of illusion in the relationship, myth into that crime, and we are not accepting the reality and not into the logic science, and that is why not able to give the idea to the people so that they can grow, they can understand. Causes of illusion: physical causes, habits and familiarity, expectancy and mental set, momentary state of mind or mood, incomplete analysis of collected impressions and suggestions. Some people are coming to me and say that something wrong happening to me. That's illusion. Habit or family, that's all the reasons of illusion which I already discussed. Mental setup, as I was discussing with the mindset. Okay, the initial, how the mindset formed. I discussing that particularly last session, that how the mindset has been formed with the student or with the child, you can see how basically it formed with the data and environmental references. How you are, whatever the data the lady or person or family the giving to the child, because child is that is why I'm talking about the you can say excuse me, the participation of ladies in that particular process. So it's your duty that you people should come forward and understand which kind of mindset and mental set you're giving to the child. If I'm 4 years, I was 4 years, then 10 years, then 12, and 13, now I'm 35. Understand that. Who gave me that mental setup? My mother, then my maternal aunt and other people, my father also at some stage of time, but mostly by the ladies. These mental certificate give the ladies, then definitely we are, if we're not creating any kind of violence in their mind, they will definitely give a good mental set to the child. Momentary state or mind or mood swing, that is hormonal sort of balance, that is against with the illusion and idea. Incomplete analysis of a collective impression or suggestion. What do you mean by suggestion over here? Suggestion means a person is coming to you and saying something which is non-logical, which is not on the basis of logic. It is the basis of something which is not correct, which is not logical at all. But you are some, okay, that lady is not good, that person is not. You suggesting you on what? There's no analytical data on that, and why they're suggesting, and you are taking that suggestion because that is your friend, but it's not true. Be logical, guys. What makes a myth? No single author. Story evolves through the telling and relating of it by many people, and that makes the myth. No single author. There's no single author. Everyone is just observing and saying, "Oh, it's like that, that." Again, a repetition, and that would happen. And that is the most important and promising idea that every person need to understand. So, what is now? Understand what is the need of the hour. Let's understand. In the present era, just one moment, please. What is the need of the hour? In the present era, it's mandatory that we must be logical and intentional wise in the nature in and in our habitat. It is mandatory that must be logical. Let's understand the definition of logic first. Okay, suppose I have this mobile. Okay, I have this mobile, right? OnePlus 70. Okay, so if I can see the battery in this particular mobile is like 83%. Okay, 83%. Okay, 83% is the mobile charged. Okay, now logically it will work for how many hours? If I put the battery saving mode, it's showing that 14 hours and 18 minutes. But I need to understand if I'm going to use the longer period of a different apps, it's not going to work. So I know the logic, analytics, uses all kind of things of that particular mobile, and I can use it. Internet connectivity, there's a disruption in between. What is the logic? Because I'm into the interior area where the network is not proper, and that is the real disconnection happening. Because you know the reasons behind it. Logic stand with the reason. Science stand with the logic. Logic stand with the reasons. Data, facts, analytics. And it's mandatory that we must be logical in the nature. If we people are not logical, then it's not correct at all. Because if you people are not into the sense of logic, then it's not correct at all. You must be logical in a nature. Logic for what? Logic for your relation, logic for your life, logic for your other things, but not every time logical. Logical means whenever you're taking any crucial or critical decision, not an emotion context, critical and crucial decision, you must be logical and intentional wise. Intentional. Because some people says that Almighty always watch your intentions. And that in Hindu methodology, karma rasti mahaphalishu kadachana. Your karms plays a very important role. Need of the hour. Be logical and intentional, wise in nature in our habitat. We as a we as a human being must be stand with the wisdom, idea, thought, and process which must be away from greed or any other materialistic approach. If we are into the materialistic approach, like when we treat women as a material, that is also materialistic approach, which is not correct. We must be with the wisdom. What happened with those society who disrespect the women's? What happened with those society who disrespect, or you can say who cause abuses in the child, whether it's male or whether it's female? What was the idea behind it? What was the historical thought behind it? What was the reason behind it? And what was the logic behind it? And what was the intent behind it? So, in the present current scenario, it is our responsibility again that we must stand with the wisdom. What is the wisdom? When you analytically, logically think about the prospective approach and life rated process for the well-being of humankind in which you involve yourself and most importantly benefit for all. So guys, just bear with me some time. So it's our responsibility that we must come forward and say this is belongs to me, this is belongs to us, whether it's you, whether it's me. It's our responsibility that every person whomsoever is standing for the sake of something must be in that process, that you as a person, and that is your duty, I would say. So we as a human being must be stand with the wisdom, idea, thought, and process, which must be away from greed. What is a greed? It's materialistic greed, it is emotional greed, or whatever. You just want to acquire the people, and that is the reason when you are into illusion, and that is the reason that you are creating a myth which is non-logical in nature when it is come with a materialistic or acquisition approach. So that is the need of the hour. How to be with logic? Your mindset and observational mechanism can help you to be in logical state. Your mindset and observational mechanism, very deep down theory. Observational mechanism, what is observational mechanism? That you are observing the things as a human, because almighty gives us some senses to understand what we believe into, what are the hormones and how it reacts, chemical reactions in our body. Almighty gives us a pain when we see something bad, we feel pain because we know it is a hormones in between us, and that is almighty already designed it. If we are not disturbing that, if we are not putting them into the greed or sense of other sort of mindset or mechanism, we can be a good human being which is logical with the reality and sense of understanding. So your mindset and observational mechanism can help you into the logical state. It can be nurtured with a sense of understanding and an analytical approach towards your life with the intrinsic value of sensitivity. Very deep down line. It is my own words, guys. It can be nurtured with a sense of understanding and analytical approach towards your life with the intrinsic value of sensitivity. Not emotional. Some people are emotional fool. No, he's a sensitive person. Sensitive person who can understand the thing, who can observe the things, who can understand the ideas. That is sensitive person. If someone come to me, oh my god, something wrong happened to me, oh my god, why it happened to you, your destiny is so much you life is so frustrated. No, I understand why it happened. I'll give him the I'll suggest him with the logic, not just suggestion as a friend, suggestion as a counselor, suggestion as a reason, so that it cannot be created as a myth. I give him the reality. I'll tell him the reality. I will tell the reason. I'll observe as a mechanism, understand his or her need, and with the sense of a sensitivity, and then give the reason to that particular person why it happened to him. Suppose as a trainer, if I say that I will go to class in the morning, I'm traveling whole of the day, reached 6, 7:30, 8:30 in the morning, and going to the class directly. I will definitely feel tired and definitely feel frustrated into the class if the child are not performing. I said, "Oh my God, I'm feeling frustrated." I will try to manage my energy. That's absolutely fine. But still, if I came one day prior, whole night full sleep, and then go to the class, it will not happen with, because analytically, my body is completely rested. So what myth I'm creating? The villager students, the students from the village are not that much, and no, that is also, that can be true also. But still, at your side, are you giving your 100%? Are you into that state of mind that you were not tired? You were tired, you were frustrated, and then you put a myth. These people are doing like that, which is not correct on observation side. So thank you very much, guys. So this is all about this particular topic, illusion and myth. But I'll take you. I would just allow a moment. I will take a minute of 5 or 10 minutes on that particular in the conclusion side. You know, when I was discussing that topic, why I opt for this topic, when I had a word with the IGP and said, this is the topic I'm going to address. Because very few people or very few people are touching this topic, guys. They just doing that, okay, do this. We are suggesting the people. No, give them a logic so that it should not be myth, it be with the reality, it should not be delusion, it would a good set of mindsets. But why we're not doing? Somehow, very humble words, with humble words. We are making people sleep. We, as a human, making people sleep so that we can run our business to them, which is not correct. As a human being, it's my duty, my responsibility. Almighty is watching me. I should break that myth, understand the reality. I should advise or I should suggest the people not into the illusion. Understand it. Be with the logic, understand it, and perform it. Like female to female, some female is with jealous side of feeling. She's being jealous to me, sir. I said, why? Try to find out the reason. Why she's being jealous? Because she's not successful in by a reason. For example, then ask, could you please help her? No, sir, I can't help her. Why? It's not my duty. Then whose duty? Someone else's duty. It means someone else's duty is there, right? If that person can perform his duty, it will logical on the same. Something good will definitely happen to you guys if you can do something good to the people. Don't want to be illusion that if you're doing something bad, it will not come back to you. It will definitely come back to you. Whether you read Bible or Quran or Mad Bhagavad or any other religious practices to that. So don't be in illusion. इन माई प्रैक्टिस अगर मैं हिंदी में कहूँ तो मैंने ये फील किया है कि जिंदगी की सबसे बड़ी जो मतलब दिक्कत है वो भ्रम है, अहम है, वहम है। दिक्कत वही है, उसको दूर कीजिए और मिथ से वास्तविकता को स्वीकारिए। आई पुट द वर्ड्स इन हिंदी फॉर द पीपल इन हिंदी, एंड इफ यू कैन एक्सेप्ट दैट, you can change your life, you can assist the people, you can help the people, and help the people means society that automatically come back to you. But you there for that you need patience, you need persistence, you need your own mindset, and that will come from the source. In the last year, when I was putting the decision making, I give the sources idea how you can get the source. What is a source? Your religious scriptures is the source. Your parents is the source. Your friends are the source. Society is the source. With whom, which kind of people you are living, which kind of society you are forming. These are the sources. Create good sources. Be good source. So that is all from my side, guys. If you have any sort of questions in that, kindly ask so that I can answer to those questions because it's very small. It's for 1 hour and 17 minutes I put into that, and because this topic need required your own understanding, your own analytics rather than mine lecture. I just put my ideas to you. What is illusion? What is myth? How to be logical? Be with logic. Away from need and greed. Be with the part of the society that come definitely back to you. Be with the religious practice and understand the things. So this is my whole idea about it. So thank you so much, guys. So it's a wonderful sort of conversation with you people again with the IGP, and I would like to say thanks to the IGP for this wonderful opportunity I can post to the people, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely, sir. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seekers can learn something new, which was only our intention, sir. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seekers, sir. Once again, thank you so much, dear sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part for our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session, part two, which is the question answer session, sir. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our IGP. Thank you. After questions, we have webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speakers. Thank you. After question answer, we have webinar certifications and online quiz competition. After a short video, we will come back, sir. Hello, sir. Welcome back, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back,
I'm
sir.
audible. Yes, I'm audible. You're audible, sir.
So our first question is how do illusion affect behavior? What factors influence illusion? Litrim Bhatt.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yes, sir. Are you audible?
Lettering
Yes, sir.
Braha. Okay. So it's very good question actually. How do illusion affect our behaviors? Because what is illusion? Which is away from logic. Okay. And when we behaving with, suppose
Your first
I'm not
question,
aware about
Litrim
you.
Balha. How do illusion affect?
Okay, I'm answering it, sir. I'm answering it, sir. I'm audible. I'm audible, sir. Okay, so how do illusion affect our behaviors? What factor influence illusion? Okay, if I talk about that particular instance into the crux, okay, illusion affect our behavior because what is illusion? Which I am not accepting, right? If I'm not accepting it, I'm not understanding it. Okay, there are some emotional reasons behind it. Okay, there are some emotional reasons behind it that I'm not accepting that thing which is happening with me, right? So how do illusion affect our behavior? When we are not logical, then we are not with the senses, and whatever we are saying to people, it is not comes with the actual data, and we are blaming them, or we are loving them, or we are hating them. Okay, so that affects. And what factors influence illusion? That is greed, need, or you can say a sense of encroachment. We are having, we like, I'm into a relationship with someone, like for example, for understand very simple, but I thought that person is with me, but due to my circumstances, changes and behavior, he or she opted something else. But I'm not accepting it. By mistake, she already moved on. He already, but I'm not accepting it. I'm not improving myself because I'm not in the logic. I'm saying no, it's commitment, it's commitment, it's commitment. But I'm not improving myself. So I'm not accepting. And these are the factor influence illusion, because acceptability is always enhance illusion. Number one. Second, the things which is not my cup of tea, but still I'm doing it because still I'm not able to perform because it's not my cup of tea. It's not my capacity. For example, for a minute, for 10 minutes, for 1 hour, for two days. But those factors certainly impact on our mind, and if it's impacting on our mind, it definitely affect my behavior. So data, acceptability, effect if you're not accepting that factor influence illusion, your imaginations thinking beyond your capacity of influence illusion, your own understanding to the things with the different mindset away from the reality influence illusion. So this is my answer. If you can correct all these three things, you can be away from that illusion. Time to time you have to address yourself, time to time you have to be with that system so that you can understand. And that is the answer to these questions, Vitrum. I hope it's answered, sir. Oh, okay. That's again, I think as a scientific person is all about asking the same question. Okay, which brain function is responsible for the illusion? Okay, there was that's called pleasure mode for dopamine detoxification. We do that is scientific base. Brain, it is a peripheral mitochondrial brain, which affects the, and how it happens when the data again ends with the some sort of ideas in the if there is, suppose if there's a physiological disorder in our mind, for example, we can treat them with the medicines or with the surgery, but I'm talking about the psychological, sir. In that sense, the data is that psychological domain. Okay, and if we can get the correct data, then we can help. What is the counseling in that context? We are giving the idea to the person with the understanding and logic, and putting the illusion away, accepting that thing with mindset. And so I would say peripheral brain basically works on that side. Yeah. Next question, please.
Thank you,
Ah,
sir. We covered most of the question.
okay, no worries. Let me answer this. What differs from religions from myth? What differs religions from myth? I'll give one example. I must thanks to Lutrim Baraha. From which country he is? Can we know about it? I really appreciate that person. because his questions are very very decent and deep down process. So because it's very deep down topic into the context and studies. What different religion from myth? Religion is something which based not on myth, based on logic, but sometime when our ancestor or seniors or top intellectual people understand that at present situation we can't explain this logic to people, they give that thing as a practice of religious behavior to people, so that it can I give the example of ficus religiosa as a tree, sir. Now, another example is like when we worship in Hindu mythology, when we worship Aarti, that is a idea of intrinsic positive energy from the light. Okay. Again, example in the Muslim prayers. Okay, they do 5 times in Tahajjud and then Maghrib, Asr, Zohar. They have to sit in that way, bow down in that way. That is the logical, physiological posture, logic behind it, based on the name of practice. So there are logic behind everything in the religious practices also. That some people having beard, why? Because it like hormone saves that, and that grows in a such a way. You can find them scientists, Albert Einstein. There are some other people in that particular structure. Why? Because there's a logic behind it. Human body stands with the logic. But sometimes if I'm not able to explain something to you, I give this is a religious practice. But the person who created, or person or almighty who created that reason, who created this earth, sir, there must be stand some logic, sir. The earth is moving on the logic, sir, so think about it. But sometimes we're not able to understand. Some people said the almighty is revolving. No, it's logic. With the time we understand. So that is how religion is connected with myths for the sake of understanding. But time to time we have to evaluate with a sense, wisdom, idea and thought that I showed in my presentation also. So thank you so much, sir.
Sir, our next question, Evelyn.
Sir, one more is good
Good
evening, sir.
evening,
What
sir.
is
What is the impact of mythology in understanding human sociality?
okay?
Thank you, sir.
Very okay. Fine, fine. It's good evening, sir. What is the impact of mythology in understanding human society? Impact, or you can say, what is the contribution of mythology in understanding of human society? What is a mythology? Mythology is sense of principle by our ancestor based on some logic and science and data as per the understanding of that particular R, which can be long for 100, 200, 300 years, okay, based on the research studies and analytics, certainly impact the people. How? For example, if, as I'm talking about my own structure, it's being formed in 1699 on the need of the R. Okay, now some of the warriors from our own ancestors on that particular ground. So if I'll say impact of mythology, definitely on human society, because mythology, if is a religious part, somehow most of the versions are directly indirectly connected with some sort of logic. They are not able to explain, so they were able to explain, but they asked you to accept because your wisdom and idea on that time was not evolved, that you can accept. Like yoga, they said by this practice you can nurture your heart. But at that time, could you imagine there are veins in a heart that is connected to them? No. Now science explained it, now you can accept it. But at that time it was difficult, so they give into the religious practice or yoga practice. So that is impact of mythology, or you can say contribution of mythology in understanding the human society. So very nice question. I must appreciate all these 4 questions. This amazing. I must, what is the good role of good audience? Good audience asks such relevant question which is exactly for the sake of narrative or something, and that is kind of logic. So Elvin, Evelyn P. Vaperi. So it's very nice. Thank you so much asking this question. Thank you. Sir, you're not audible, sir. Sir, I think you are mute, sir. You're not audible.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We covered most of the Yes, I'm audible. Once again, thank you so much, Honorable Sir, for your time in IGP. We have earned a lot of from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional. Honorable Sir, hope you to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care, sir.
Thank you so much. It's being a lot. Thank you and lots of love and affection to all of the people. Be with the logic, be with the science, be with the sensitivity, guys. Be with the good emotion. Share your love with the people. Good life, good decision, good businesses, good strategic advisory. Everything is connecting to each and everything. Be with part of that. Have smile and lots of love. God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable sir, before we move to the next
Thank you.
webinar certification, if you want to
Thank you.
leave this studio, you can, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless.
IGB knowledge seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process. The most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. IGP knowledge seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process. The most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we will have an online quiz competition and quiz certification process. Technical problems, we cannot share our certificate code. We provide our certificate code in a short time. Thank you. Today, our some technical problems, we cannot share our certificate code. We provide our certificate code in a short time. Thank you. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. First of all, go to www.slido.com and find today's quiz or scan this QR code for direct joining. And please, and the code is global IGT. And the code is global IGT. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Consider this time for the most important part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is an our webinar's activity. Now it's time for the online quiz competition. And the code is IGP. And the code is IGP. Please join in Slido and the code is IGP. Already 40 people are joining us. Already, please join in Slido. The code is IGP. Please join in Slido and the code is IGP. Now start our quiz session. Our first question in our session, our first question in the session, five way to create the illusion of space. First question is overlapping and placement money, atoms, pair size, and 1 and 2 point pairs. The second option is overlapping and placement values both purse size and 1 and 2 pence purse. Our first question is five way to create the illusion of space. First option is overlapping and placement, money, atoms, pairs, size, and one and two parts pairs. And second option is overlapping and follows atoms and one and two parts. Second option is the right answer. Our second question is a sculpt posture that creates the illusion what movement is called. First option is high relief, and second option is contrapost. Contrapost is the right answer. Our third question is reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram, and we use the matrix. True or false? True is the right answer, and 51% people are right. Our fourth question is her story amplifies math. Our fourth question is her story amplifies math as an explanation for trails within the natural world and body. First option is telescope, and second option is Pierce phone. Pierce phone is the right answer, and 83% people are right. Our fifth question is fairies are real and they have a craving for human teeth. That's the tooth fairy myth. False is the right answer, and 40% people are right. Our sixth question is there is a massive A dot L dot that gives humanity the illusion of choice and actually runs everything in and background. Is it true or false? True is the right answer, and 69% people are right. Our seventh question is guess the image. Hymns myth from the Trojan War. They are Sturgeon by C. Script. sent by whose decision and punishment. First lecturing MacDonald and his sons 2000 BCE holistic area, and second option is unicorn in captivity hints of the unicorn 1495 to 1505 and Gothi. First option is the right answer and 43% people are right. Our eighth question is illusion means reflection, and our eighth question is illusion means reflection and marriage portrait. Marriage or trick is the right answer, and 71% people are right. Our ninth question is this illusion looks like tree is blinking and falling. First option is blinking, and second option is falling. Blinking is the right answer, and 71% people are right. Our next and final question in our session: what is an optical illusion? First option is your ears tangle, and second option is when your eyes play a trick on your vision, reflect and detect. When your eyes play a trick on your vision is the right answer, and 97% people are right. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again, Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our official Facebook page and groups. The name of your page and group is Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our webinars online quiz competitions winners top 10. Congratulations again, Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group, and the name is Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our webinars online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again, Slido will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our uh, official Facebook page and groups, and the official Facebook page and groups name is Institute of Global Professionals. At the end moment of our session, we can say properly feeds your skills. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation is very in everything. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I ever hit the end like button, again once thank you to all IGP knowledge seekers for our active participation. as always. See you in the next session. Thank you.